What if I told you that the deadliest weapon ever created fits inside a space smaller than your backpack? The nuclear bomb, just 2 words, yet they define the most terrifying power humanity has ever held. But how is it actually made? What goes into transforming raw elements into a weapon capable of wiping out entire cities? And why, despite decades of disarmament talks, do these weapons still exist? Let's start with the core ingredient: fuel. A nuclear bomb needs a fissile material, something that can sustain a nuclear chain reaction. There are 2 main contenders: uranium-235 and plutonium-239. Both are incredibly rare and unstable. Uranium-235 makes up less than 1% of natural uranium, so it needs to be enriched through an industrial process that separates the tiny useful atoms from the rest. This process is insanely complex, requiring centrifuges spinning at supersonic speeds. Plutonium-239 doesn't exist in nature. It's bred in nuclear reactors by bombarding uranium-238 with neutrons. Then it's chemically extracted, also a dangerous and complicated procedure. In both cases, the result is a small chunk of radioactive metal that holds an unimaginable amount of potential energy. Here's where the real science begins: triggering a chain reaction. Nuclear fission is when an atom's nucleus splits apart, releasing energy and more neutrons. If those neutrons hit other nuclei and split them too, you get a chain reaction. But there's a catch: it only works under the right conditions. The material must reach what's called critical mass, the minimum amount needed to sustain that reaction. Too little and nothing happens. Too much, and it explodes prematurely. To reach critical mass at the exact right moment, the material has to be compressed instantly and evenly. One stray atom behaving badly and the bomb becomes a dud, or worse, a fizzle that spreads radioactive material without detonating. This moment, the split second where matter tears itself apart, is where the energy of the bomb is unleashed. So there are 2 main designs used to create a nuclear explosion. The first is the gun-type bomb, like the one dropped on Hiroshima. It's conceptually simple. Take 2 subcritical pieces of uranium and fire one into the other using conventional explosives. When they combine, they reach critical mass and detonate. Now the second design is far more complex: the implosion-type bomb. This is actually what was used in Nagasaki. It involves surrounding a plutonium core with high explosives arranged in a perfect sphere. When triggered, the explosives compress the core symmetrically, forcing it into a supercritical state. Implosion bombs are harder to build, but much more efficient, and honestly, far more dangerous. The detonation is measured in milliseconds, but the coordination must be flawless. This is not something built in a garage. It takes scientific precision, advanced materials, and chilling intent. And with the right design, the explosion becomes inevitable. A blinding light, a roaring shockwave, and the world changes forever. In Hiroshima, tens of thousands died instantly. The survivors bore scars, physical and emotional, that still echo today. Making a nuclear bomb is not just science, it's a choice. A choice made by governments, driven by fear, politics, and power. And while treaties and safeguards exist, over 13,000 nuclear warheads still sit ready around the world. Understanding how a nuclear bomb is made isn't about glorifying destruction, it's about facing it. Because the knowledge is out there, and the real question isn't how do you build one, it's why would anyone want to? Let's never forget what this science has done, and let's make sure it never happens again. If you found this video insightful, subscribe for more deep dives into science, history, and humanity's biggest questions.